Hey everybody, Eric here. I've got a new program called PR Foundations and I'm really excited to be rolling it out finally. It took me about 8 or 9 months to make it. It's for all levels of fitness. It is awesome. I'm really excited to be sharing it with you. I'm going to tell you why it took so long as well. So this program is different than everything I have on the channel right now for flat bench style Bowflexes. And all my current programs, they're all HIIT style programs, which are good for general fitness. So you're working out to a clock, you have short rest intervals, you're lifting weights, things are moving pretty quickly. But this program is using principles of hypertrophy, and hypertrophy is just the best way to build muscle. And we do that by lifting heavier, taking longer rest intervals, counting our reps, measuring everything. And we're gonna do this by, we're gonna be writing everything down. So every single routine is gonna have a free PDF linked in the description, or you can purchase the program, which I'll get into later. It packages everything up nicely for you. And so what we do is we write down our resistance settings, we write down the number of reps we do, and then we come back to these routines, try to raise the numbers up as you go through it. So in hypertrophy, you need to be lifting higher amounts of weight than some of the HIIT style routines because again, you have that longer rest interval so you can fully recharge. And we're really trying to target somewhere between 8 to 10 reps per set is generally what I recommend. Though I've seen some people take it as low as 5 reps per set and as high as 12. So basically you come at each of these routines with a number in mind and you're like, hey, I want to hit 10 reps per set and I want to be working out close to failure on all these. And that's really going to fatigue the muscle. After your routine, then as you're resting, that's when your body is recovering and building that muscle. So you really need to stress the muscle heavily, and hypertrophy is just the best way to do that. So all of these routines, they're all 30 minutes long. So they're really approachable. They're not, crazy amounts of volume where, if you're a beginner, you can't come at this. But if you're more advanced, you can just scale this up to, the whatever level of difficulty you want just by, upping that resistance just a little bit. So speaking of resistance, that was what really took so long. Was I needed a way to increase the resistance my Bowflex put out to actually properly perform hypertrophy workouts. So the stock Bowflex comes with 210 pounds of power rod resistance. That unfortunately feels a lot more like 90, maybe 100 pounds of resistance. And that just is not enough to properly do hypertrophy. So I have another video on the channel where I recommend this upgrade where you run an elastic band through the crossbar, connect them to the handles. And that's kind of a good temporary upgrade. It's a problem is you've got latex running up against metal and eventually things are going to break. And a lot of people are getting, between 4 and 6 months of life out of it, but I just didn't think that was good enough. So I really like the bands, and I actually reached out to the manufacturer of those bands to try to work on building a custom product for Bowflex home gyms. And that's what I'm releasing today as well. And I have it up here on my website too, where you can purchase it. So there'll be a link in the description for that as well. But so I worked with them on designing the kit, and there's a bunch of elastic bands that clip onto the base of the machine and then clip onto your handles. And it all just feels really, really natural with this machine. So I love how it came out. You get a bunch of bands, you get 16 elastic bands, and not that you hook them all up. This is so you have a bunch of different replacement bands. So there's gonna be more about the kit, and I'll keep it short here. You also get some other gear that I feature in these workouts as well. Short handles is another one I like. I found the best handles they had. That's part of the kit. There's a lat pull down bar. So folks that have a PR1000, you don't have a lat pull down bar. You don't know what you've been missing until you get one again. So the lat pull down bar is optional. And then there's a bunch of other straps that just are really nice to have. So my goal with the kit is to make your Bowflex the home gym that you really wanted it to be when you purchased it. So check that out. But enough about the kit. Let's get talking about the program. So again, the program uses this upgrade kit because I needed more resistance. And if you feel like you're in the same boat, you might need to do that too. So program uses push-pull leg splits. That's really great for really optimizing your time, because if you're doing a push day, you're using your chest and your triceps. Next day you do a pull day where you're using your back and your biceps, and then you do a legs day. You can actually run all of those routines back to back to back. If you're feeling a little sore, it's fine because you're not working that same muscle group. So that said, I don't recommend doing 7 routines in a week or something. You do need some rest time in there. So personally, what I like to do is work out on my Bowflex 3 to 4 times a week, and then do 2 or 3 days of cardio a week as well. But you could probably go as high as 5. If you're really into it, you could probably go up to 6, though I wouldn't recommend that for most people. You might be wondering, like, what do you actually get if you purchase the program? And I'm giving away the routines, and there's free PDFs and stuff. So the program is consists of a few things. First off is this PDF that's behind me, or these slides, and that's really just filled with a lot of just general weightlifting advice. So there's, this program is designed for beginners and kind of all levels. So it's just a lot of general information here. But the main thing you're going to get is this spreadsheet that's going to help you stick to your goals. So a lot of people, the main thing they struggle with in fitness is consistency. And part of that comes from not necessarily knowing what they should be doing each day. And so the spreadsheet is really designed, and the routines for that matter, is to take all of the guesswork out of it. And it allows you to just be like, hey, my goal is to complete this program. And so the spreadsheet is just going to give you a full roadmap to it. So let's just kind of walk through that real quick. So let's say you're going to be starting this program here on, let's say, July 20th. So you're just going to put in the start date up there. And we're going to be cycling through this 5 times, though you could go 3 or 4 times through each of the routines. So this means every single routine we're going to do 5 times. That's going to be filling up our full PDFs or spreadsheets here. So next, you're going to choose which days of the week you want to be working out. So right now I've got it listed for 4 days a week, and we can kind of see this view right down here. Now, let's say you only want to do 3 days a week, which is fine. I'm going to go in and delete Saturday, and you'll notice that Saturday just got cleared out of there. So this is kind of like the list view of the schedule, which isn't how people normally think about like a timeline. And most people think of it as a calendar. So you can go to this tab here called Calendar View, and it's going to break it up into a nice little calendar layout. So all of these are all hyperlinks everywhere. So you just click on the hyperlink, and it's going to take you right to that particular video, which is pretty nice. And then, these routines right now, we've only been talking about push, pull, and legs. So what do you do about abs? So there's actually 3 routines I'm releasing as well that are for core muscles. So if you hit this little plus sign up here, it's going to unlock our ab days. So there's 3 dedicated ab routines, and you could do 3 a week. You can maybe do 2 a week or something, and just kind of choose the rate you want to do those. And these then are going to just show up on your calendar as well. So if we do ab routines on Mondays and Fridays, they'll show up there as well. So that's pretty cool. What I would really recommend most people do is just go ahead and print out this calendar. If having the calendar up on your wall or on your fridge or whatever really is just a nice way to keep you on track. For me, like, I like putting the X through every single day of the calendar if I'm working towards something. And it's just kind of the subtle motivation where it's like, if I have 7 X's in a row and I'm not feeling it on that 8th day, I am going to be thinking about how disappointed I'd be if I missed that day. So, having the calendar just keeps you showing up every day. So, beyond that though, there is also tabs. Basically, this is like the spreadsheet version of these PDFs, and you could keep track of all this stuff digitally as well if you prefer to, keep it on your computer. Personally, I kind of like when I'm working out to be writing things down instead of having my computer outside. But one nice thing too about this is, as you do these routines, especially for the first time, I have recommended weight settings based on your first lift. So let's say you're doing chest press and you're like, hey, 130 pounds of chest press felt really good to me. So when you do that, it's going to populate recommended weight settings for everything else in the routine, and not necessarily saying that is the perfect weight for you. That was a good weight for me, and we're all different. At least that's a good starting point. So then when you get to, let's say, tricep extension, you're going to know roughly what you should be setting the weight for. So I'd always recommend starting a little bit light, especially in your first time through this routine, to really find the right weight settings for you. So all of those are kind of set up for every routine. So, let's say we jump into leg day and we're doing squats at, 150 pounds, and then it'll go ahead and populate the whole thing. So really helpful, and just, kind of getting things rolling for you. So another kind of cool thing up here is this is like an unscientific way to measure your workout, but there's this thing called a volume score right up top here. And basically, as you do reps, so let's say, I did 150 pounds, I did 10 reps and 10 reps. we'll see this volume score keep ticking up and ticking up. And this is just kind of an approximate way to compare workouts where it's like maybe you did more reps or a higher weight on front squats, but then your leg extension was down. Was this a better workout than last time? Well, you can roughly say, hey, my volume score is up. Now, that's again not the most scientific way to do it, but hopefully you can keep working on raising those numbers up. Now, as you do it too, there is a little graph up here, which isn't really populated right now because I only have one volume score in, but as you go through each cycle, you can also see your volume go up or down if you're getting weaker throughout this whole program. So yeah, the spreadsheet is really kind of a great feature, I think. I make spreadsheets for my day job, and I try to make this as user-friendly as possible, but if you're kind of struggling with this, just let me know. Key thing is you need to copy this spreadsheet to your drive to actually use it, because otherwise we're all trying to edit the same master file, and that just gets messy, of course, really quickly. So that's the program, and I just want to remind everybody, you get access to all of my workout programs by becoming a Patreon or Ko-Fi member at the club member tier. By the way, I'm recommending most people go over to Patreon instead of Ko-Fi at this point in time. Ko-Fi's just had some user interface issues that Patreon, it just works a lot better. So yeah, so the $6 a month tier gets you access to all my workout programs, and it kind of sets you up in a monthly membership, which is really helpful for me on the content production side. Helps keep this thing going. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this program, the upgrade kit, or just anything in general, and I will get back to you. I read all of them, and thank you for watching.